वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्ताः स्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया पर्युपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यमव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिर्वाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धरता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ज्ञानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी। सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः। समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः। तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः। ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्दधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। उपस्थित भगवत
भक्तों के रूप में मेरी अपनी ही आत्माओं। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता भगवान के मुखारबिंद से निकली हुई अमर वाणी है, और जो भी जीव श्रद्धा सहित इस अमर वाणी को धारण करता है, वो जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करता है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। ये जीवात्मा चाहे जिस देश में रहे और चाहे जिस भेष में रहे, गीता सबका सब काल में समान रूप से कल्याण करने वाला एक अनुपम एवं अलौकिक ग्रंथ है।
स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां Jitam bruhi tanme Shishyasteham Shatimam Tvam Papannam Ke samana nahi dusara jahaname Guru ke samana nahi dusara jahaname Shiva Rupa Janam Guru Vishnu के स्वरूप है शिव रूप जानो गुरु विष्णु के स्वरूप है साक्षात ब्रह्म जानो लिखा है पुराण में ब्रह्म जानो लिखा है पुराण में गुरु के समान नहीं दूसरा जहान में यही श्रुति काटी गुरु बिना ज्ञान नहीं यही वेद श्रुति काटी गुरु बिना ज्ञान नहीं ज्ञान बिना मुक्ति कैसे आई तेरे ध्यान में ज्ञान बिना मुक्ति कैसे आई तेरे ध्यान में गुरु के समान नहीं दूसरा जहान में गुरु के समान नहीं दूसरा जहान सद्गुरु की सेवा कीजिए छल कपट सब छोड़ दीजिए सद्गुरु की सेवा कीजिए छल कपट सब छोड़ दीजिए ज्ञानी गुरु की शरण लेकर मस्त रहो निज ध्यान में ज्ञानी गुरु की शरण लेकर मस्त रहो निज ध्यान में गुरु के समान नहीं दूसरा जहान में गुरु के समान नहीं दूसरा जहान में ज्ञान को बताए गुरु पाप से बचाए गुरु ज्ञान को बताए गुरु पाप से बचाए गुरु ब्रह्म से ji nirvana mein, Brahma se milaye Guru khelo ji nirvana mein, Guru ke samana nahi दूसरा जहान में, गुरु के समान नहीं दूसरा जहान में. You can now slowly and gently open your eyes and know that you are a unique and beautiful spiritual being of pure consciousness, and all you have to do is to shine brightly wherever you go, and you'll be helping the world and the universe. Stay blessed. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev Maharaj, Jai Geeta Mata.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. On behalf of Swami Geeta Kiran ji, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you and to thank you for being with us tonight. Joshiji is away, he's at Geeta Dham, and due to internet connections, he's not able to join us tonight. But having said that, as per today's agenda or our usual agenda, I would like to invite first Dr. Kapoorji, and after that, Dr. Prasadji to give their pearls of wisdom. So we start with you, Dr. Kapoorji, and then Dr. Prasadji. Over to you.
जय श्री कृष्ण, जय गुरुदेव। गुरु आज्ञा में निस दिन रहिए, गुरु आज्ञा में निस दिन रहिए, जो गुरु चाहे सोही सोही करिए, जो गुरु चाहे सोही सोही करिए। गुरु की महिमा अपरंपार, गुरु की महिमा अपरंपार, अक्षर ओम में करत विहार, अक्षर ओम में करत विहार, गुरु चरणन रज मस्तक धरिए, जो गुरु चाहे सोही सोही करिए, जो गुरु चाहे सोही सोही करिए ध्यान मूलम गुरुर्मूर्ति पूजा मूलम गुरुपदम मंत्रमूलम गुरुर्वाक्यम मोक्षमूलम गुरु कृपा मोक्षमूलम गुरु कृपा गुरु आज्ञा में निस्दिन रहिए जो गुरु चाहे सोही सोही करिए ओम श्री परमात्मे नमः गीता शास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं या पठेत् प्रियता पुमान् विष्णो पदं वाप्नोति भयशोकादिवर्जितः गीता अध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायाम परस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्म कृतानि च ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदम कृष्णं वंदे जगत गुरुम Srimad Bhagavad Gita was emanated from the lotus lips of Bhagavan Shri Krishna approximately 5,000 years before in the battle of Kurukshetra in Punjab in India. There are 700 verses divided into 18 chapters, 3 schools of thought, the yoga of action, the yoga of devotion, the yoga of knowledge. Depending upon the constitutional setup of your body, outside and inside, you can choose any one of these 3 approaches to reach the ultimate goal of moksha. Today, we will try to share with you the practical wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In the absence of that, this whole world is upside down these days. More than ever, the importance and application of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is utmost important in our daily lives. I have been stressing more than enough. We are becoming ritualistic, but we are not translating that wisdom into our daily lives. We totally forgot that if I profoundly believe that Bhagavan Shri Krishna is seated in my heart and my body is a temple, so until and unless you treat your body as a temple, other temples which have been made by the man with bricks and mortar, they have no importance. Charity begins at home. I am not going into the depth of shlokas and other things. That we will do it later on. But I am just trying to share with you the practicality of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Because we are not applying it. And that is why this world has become upside down. People, countries, they are cutting each other. They became so much intensity of enmity. At personal level, people are suffering with emotionally, bodily, mentally. It is all in the absence of the application of the wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We know many things, but we don't apply anything. That is the human tragedy. And more than ever, at present time, which we call Kali Yuga, which a lot of time is still there to undergo, we must understand. We must understand at our own level. The sages, swamis, gurus, they can awaken you, but you have to do the homework. Very few people are doing their homework. Otherwise, it is all rituals. And our time investment in the pursuit of spirituality is at the minimal level. It's not our top priority anymore. We don't invest time. And that is a tragedy. We think that doing certain things, half an hour at home and 1 hour in the temple, that is enough. That is not enough. It is either or you live in the world of man-made world, or live in the divinity, divine world. And in divine existence of this universe, we don't invest any time. Until and unless we adjust the time clock, we are not the beneficiary. So it's not a rocket science. Life was not like this. You go through the media and technology, information age is there. Everybody has every type of information, but it is not turning into the knowledge. Gyan mein nahi hai wo. Information hai. So who has to do it? I have to do it. You have to do it. Bhagavad Gita is not born yesterday. It is this from time immemorial. Only people, the sages and the wisest, even the householders, who devote time out of 24 hours, be honest, do the internal audit and see how much time out of 24 hours I spent on the pursuit of spirituality. You will be amazed. 8 hours we sleep, 8 hours we do certain other things, and then social reaction and actions. The time left for Srimad Bhagavad Gita is very minimal. But that is a deception. It will not give you the spiritual benefits. Because until and unless time investment is there, whether it is the material world, if I am doing stocks, if I don't invest time and study the prospect of the companies and do my homework and then invest, I cannot earn. And Bhagavad Gita is not a stock market. Here you have to start your day with utmost sincerity and change yourself. We are not changing. That is the tragedy. So much enmity, jealousy, pushing, pulling among the nations, among the individuals, among the communities. It was not like that. And then we pretend that I am studying Bhagavad Gita. No, you are just going through it. So my earnest request to all of us is that give the reflection of your personality that you have changed, and then transform the social circle around you. Spirituality must emanate from your personality and make the world better. That is the wisdom of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. But it will not happen until and unless I invest time. So watch yourself and be honest. We are on this planet for a very short period of time. Our 100-year, 80-year, 90-year means nothing. It is just a speck of time in terms of the whole creation. We are talking of the light years and speed of light and all that stuff. 100 years does not fit into any equation. So such a smallest fraction of time, but the highest climax of the creation in the form of human being, and still we are not getting right. 8.6 billion evolutions, the apex point is human body, the entire human body, outer frame and inner. Such a finest product of the creation, and still we don't understand it. We are 80-90% of our time investment is the man-made world, the world of I-ness, and which is the source of suffering. Suffering, emotional suffering, mental suffering, bodily suffering. And we have become accustomed to live in suffering. We don't know what is bliss. Pada hua hai, but we don't know. We have never experienced. So today's, I am sharing with you the utmost humility to revisit yourself and see the time investment, make spirituality at your top priority. I have been saying more than enough on this platform. Until and unless this happens, we are not the beneficiary. Like our material pursuits. If I became a doctor, I invested so much time. If somebody is an attorney, he spends so much time in that profession. Engineers do the same thing. It is the time investment. By putting 1-2 hours and to become an engineer, you will never be an engineer. You will never be a doctor. You will never be an attorney. You will never be a professional. So adjust your time. We are already in the third or fourth phase, and time is not on our side. So look at from the rooftop and see what we are doing. So my humble request to all of us that adjust the time clock. Adjust the time clock and make the spirituality the top priority of your life, whatever is left. Until unless it happens, we are not the beneficiaries. We clutched into the cycle of birth and rebirth. And then the theory of karmic philosophy will kick in, and reincarnation will start working at its own pace. Break those shackles. It can happen. This is what Swami Hariharji used to share with us, the wisdom. Put the time, beta. जितनी देर बेटा आप टाइम नहीं डालोगे तो आपको कुछ भी नहीं प्राप्त होगा. This is his word. I'm just reiterating those words. So my humble request is to challenge yourself and bring the practicality in terms of spirituality. जो हम पढ़ते हैं उसको implement भी करो, which we are not doing. याद है सब कुछ, but life is not adjusted according to that wisdom. घरों में, among relationships, it is a deteriorated level. Every day it is going down and down and down. And on the reverse side, thousands and thousands temples and ashrams and mosques and synagogues and churches. So much multiplication. Information, technology, it should have been the other way around. People should have become nicer, lovable, God-fearing, helping each other to bring the state of sattvic state of mind. किसी के भी नहीं है. राजसिक और तामसिक से हम भरे पड़े हैं. Bhagavad Gita gives us the wisdom, the strength to change this route and bring this sattvic state of mind. Help the society, help yourself until we improve through the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. We cannot give anything to society. And it is our moral, ethical duty to work on this sattvic state of mind, bring the compassion, empathy, and selflessness attitude. And then Bhagavad Gita will be coming out of your lips like Bhagavan Shri Krishna Ji is giving the Gyan to Arjuna. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. Due to the time constraint, we have to respect the time, so I am stopping right here. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kapur. Beautiful, beautiful. I'd like to invite Dr. Prasadji to please take it over. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Peter ji. Let me start with the prayer to Bhagavan and to Gurudev. Vansi vibhushitakara Navanidabha Pitambara Darunabimba Phaladharushta Purnendu Sundara Mukha Arvinda Netra Krishnat Param Kimapi Tattvamaham na jane Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Gurudev, to all of you. As you know, we are going through yoga of self-discipline or yoga of meditation. Atma Sanyama Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. Last week, we were able to cover verse number 1 and verse number 2. We realize that in this chapter, Bhagavan is trying to talk about meditation, and meditation is the direct approach to God. This theme has been mentioned by commentators at various places. But they all say with that goes the prerequisite. In order to have this path of meditation, the prerequisite is that one must have purity of mind, man ki suddhata. The question one may ask, then how to attain purity of mind? If I have to follow the path of meditation, and if I have to have purity of mind, what should I do? How do I go about creating this state of purity of mind? Bhagavan in this chapter, first 5-6 verses are given by Bhagavan to remind us as to how to make your mind pure, what to do about, how to go about it. And he described all those aids which he described are put under 2 categories. One is called Bahiranga Sadhana and the other is Antaranga Sadhana. That is external aid and internal aid. We'll gradually, as we go along, we'll elaborate on these sadhana, what are those external sadhana, and what are those internal aids. But in the first chapter and second chapter, Bhagavan talks about two of the external aids. दो बहिरंग साधना के बारे में भगवान गीता के 6ठे अध्याय के पहले मंत्र में और दूसरे मंत्र में करते हैं. एंड तीसरा बहिरंग साधन, थर्ड sadhana, he talks in verse 3, which we will go through today. So let us see what did Bhagavan say in verse 1. The crux point there is anasritah karma phalam karjam karma karoti yah. The emphasis is on karma phala. We must discard this karma phala. You do not depend upon the karma phala. And last week we went through this point in some great detail. So here one has to remember that this giving up of bhoktritva bhav, bhokta bhav, bhoktritva bhav से निवृत्त होना है. To get rid of this bhoktritva bhav, that is the external aid number 1. Then in the verse 2, we went through that nahya sanyasta sankalpah yogi bhavati kaschana. Must give up what is called sankalpa, that is the root cause, root of desire. We also went through this sankalpa word in great detail last week. Here Bhagavan is talking about giving up kartritva bhav, doership. So the two bahiranga sadhana are given as give up bhoktritva bhav and give up kartritva bhav. Let us see what Bhagavan talks about in verse 3. Verse 3 he says, Arurukshor muner yogam karma karana muchyate yogarudhasya tasyaiva shama karana muchyate. Yogam arudo muneh says, who is aspiring for perfection in action. Yoga Rudha is trying to follow the path which will take one to the top of perfection in yoga. For that, karma karana muchyate. What is required is action, selfless action. That is karma yoga. So the karma yoga is the means which one has to follow, which will take the one who has started to follow the path of yoga, to be on the to reach the highest level of yoga. That for that following that, one has to take recourse to selfless action. But as you arrive to the top of that path, yoga rudhasya, to the sage who has already elevated in yoga, after you have reached near the top of that goal, tasya, for them, samah karana uchyate. What is required is tranquility of mind. So once you have started, there is need for one to follow the path of karma yoga, but then afterwards, because you cannot really able to meditate if you are in early stage, your mind is not pure. So a stage has to reach where the mind becomes pure. Then at that time, what is required is tranquility of mind, and that will then take you to the topmost level. Now, to remember, Bhagavan says to one who is aspiring for perfection in action, in yoga, action is said to be the means. And to the sage who is already elevated in yoga, tranquility of mind is said to be the means. We must remember that we use the word yoga. Yoga has two meanings. One is the path, karma yoga, path of karma yoga, bhakti yoga, path of bhakti, jnana yoga, path of jnana. That is path of jnana or bhakti. That is path. And go yoga also means union. That is gantavya, the goal, reaching the goal. So we have to, when we read these sentences, when yoga is mentioned, you can think of either the path or the highest level, the top level, gantavya, as given in this chart. Here we have a person who is aspiring to perfection of yoga, we call it Aruruksho. He's also called Mumukshu, that is yearning for liberation. That is same thing as aspiring to reach the perfection of yoga. And that is the state starting, that is sadhana avastha. He takes this path of sadhana and wants to reach the goal, which is the state of perfection, that is siddha avastha. And as he comes, as he is on this path, what is required is yoga of action. Karma yoga is required for the person who has started to follow this path, and as it goes along, he starts to get a stage when he is able to have some steadiness in his yoga, some purity of mind comes in, he is able to meditate. So at that level, when he has yoga arudha, he has climbed to certain level of this path. At that stage, what is required is yoga, is tranquility of mind. So tranquility of mind, then will push him to reach the state of perfection, that is the top stage. So to start, you cannot, you try, people do try to meditate at that level, but you can see very easily those who sit for meditation without following the path of a karma yoga, without reaching a stage where the mind is steady, mind has some purity, he will not be able to sit long and meditate. One must keep trying, that's fine, it's good. But what is essential, you cannot have both. You cannot have this bhoktritva and kartritva. As long you are having kartritva bhav, as long you are having bhoktritva bhav, you are not following the path of karma yoga. You are not following a path karma yoga, you will not be able to meditate. This has to be taken into account when we are when we are living our life and going through the trials and tribulations of samsara. We have to think that if we want to reach the highest level, then we must give up bhoktritva, that is to start with, then kartritva, that is you are not the doer. Something is being done through you, you are not the performer of action. When that bhav comes, then you are on this path. As you are on this path, you will yourself find a time will come, then you will sit down, you will click. The more you have the picture of Bhagwan, and if you are concentrating on his feet, you will be able to concentrate at that point, which you were not able to do it earlier. That is, Bhagwan will tell as you go along, he will say how you can measure yourself, your level, how much you have advanced in the path of perfecting, how much you have moved. Bhagwan is saying in the next verse, describing and giving the yardstick, the measure. You can measure yourself, how much you have followed this path, how much you have reached this level of progress, how much progress you have made towards the state of perfection. And he says in this verse 4, Yada hinendriyarthesu na karma swanusajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yogarudhas tadochate. Who is yogarudha? Who is the one who has reached this level? Bhagavan is saying in this verse, very clearly he mentions 3 points. Let's go through what the verse says. Yadahi means certainly, when na indriyarthesu, not for the sense object, na karmasu, neither for the action, anusajjate, there is attachment. That means when you find that you are not finding yourself attached to 2 things. One is to the sense object in the environment, in the outside, and to the action. The 2 things must be understood. One is the attachment to the sense object, and other is attachment to the action which is required to enjoy that sense object. I will clarify this a bit immediately. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi. This word again comes in 3 verses. You will find the sankalpa, and I have described in great detail. I will not go again. But essential thing is that not the desire, but a stage before desire, a root of the desire, from where desire comes up. There, that is burned, that is completely destroyed. So you renounce the root of all desire. At that time, Bhagavan says, Yoga Rudha Satadachate. That person is said to have been has elevated himself into that science of yoga, that perfection. So what Bhagavan is saying? Let me repeat. Neither attached to the sense object, no, nor to the action, nor to that thought from where the desires arise. I have clarified in the next slide where it is clearly talked. 3 points he has mentioned. If you are not attached to the objects of senses, that means you have sense control. You have control over your indriya. इंद्रियां पर बस आपका है, क्योंकि रसगुल्ला बाजार में आप देख रहे हैं, मलाई है, रसमलाई पड़ा हुआ है, और you are not attracted towards it. If that is so, then you are yoga rudha. You are not attached to the objects and sansar. And the other is, you are not attached to action. You have not put your hand onto rasgulla and put in the mouth. You haven't acted on it. You sense object is there. You may have attachment to that, or you may not have attachment to that. If you are not attached to the sense object, you have sense control. Also, if you have not control over your action, that is, you are moving towards it, you are taking action to accomplish or to enjoy that object, then also you have no control. You should have body control. If you find that you have sense control, you have body control, and beyond that, you have the mind control. That means the senses and the actions that all have direct relation to the mind, to the mind. So let me see the slide. So in this slide, again, emphasizing the point that the sense object is outside. This is in the form of, say, rasgulla or gulab jamun or rasmalai. That is outside. It says sense object is there. Your mouth, you want to take it, eat it, but you are having control over your mouth. You're not attracted towards that, or you are not putting your hand outside and pluck it and put in the mouth. So you have to have the sense object, sense control, action control, and then most important of that you have the mind control. If your mind is not getting attracted towards the sense object, your mind is not getting attached towards your action, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasabarjam rasopyasya paramat. So you have to, even you don't see thing in the mind, things are going on. Oh, kitna badhiya rasgulla tha, miss ho gaya, khaya nahi, liya nahi. Now, but that also goes away if your mind is away from it, is towards Brahma, towards the other side. If your mind is towards Paramatma, then you will not have completely disconnected with the sense organ, with the action, and with the sense objects. So that is the message Bhagwan is talking about in this verse, where you should have sense control, body control, and mind control. I think the next verse is very, very important and very penetrating verse. I think I will take up this verse next week. We have covered this time. Maybe we'll leave it for the next week. This is very important and number of things to be talked about. We'll go through that next week. Thank you very much. Jai Sri Krishna. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prasadji. Very beautiful as always. Much appreciated. Like I said earlier, Guru Bhai Joshiji is in Geeta Dham, and he made an effort. Maybe, as we know, there's internet problems at Geeta Dham, so he is missed, but he is at a wonderful place.
Jai Shri
So-
Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Peter Jai Shri Krishna.
Haan ji,
Shri
Jai Shri Krishna. Haan ji, Asha ji.
How are you?
Good, good, good. All good. All
So
good.
why did you stop the lectures? Divan,
Well, I can continue, but you see, it is question of timing, you know. I am very much concerned about the time. People may say
Yeah.
that you are extending your time beyond 5:30.
Last week I was talking with Joshiji. We were discussing that we'd like to discuss with you and Peterji whether we should move our program to take the time of the one that Peterji used to run, that is Sunday. Is in
Yeah,
Bangkok, right?
I have seen that note. So it's a very good idea. You see, I am also not quite satisfied with the time limit, you know. I cannot express myself as deeply as I wish to, but there are a number of slides and we have to go into the depth. There's no point rushing the point. If you don't understand thoroughly it, and I'm also, as an open to discussion. If somebody wants to ask question and go into the, if something is lacking, or somebody can point out that I am talking unnecessarily several things. If the content is okay, or do you want the content to be more narrowed or not to elaborate? Because sometimes I go to explain myself first. I must understand myself what I'm talking. Every word is so beautiful and so much meaning in it that you will see the next verse. Uddaret atmanam atmanam sadayet atmeva yatmunam mundi atmandu atma. So beautiful. One word, atman, atmana, atmane, is beautiful. If you go into depth of it and to understand really and absorb, if you read commentary from here and there, you will find they're all scattered here and there. So I cannot be talking a scattered way. It must be condensed in a way as full understanding, which at our level, we should be able to understand. I very well know that our audiences are very high class, high level. They have a lot of experience already of Gita. They have already studied Gita very well, and they are very high up. So I want to add on to as much as I possibly can. See, Bahirang sadhana, antarang sadhana. What is the difference? Why should we talk about these sadhanas? Are we able to do it? How to practically make use of all this information? That is most important, as Narendra Kapoorji always emphasizing that point, that you learn something. Are you able to practice? Are you bring into, but before practicing, you must have understanding. You must know what is the content, and the content must be understandable all too. If you talk something which is not understandable, that will also not make any sense. But once it is understandable, you understand, you analyze, you think that it is possible for me to do, and you practice. So that is how progress takes place. We all have gone through this. It is not that we are novice. We are not talking of the population who are newly they are not exposed to Gita verses. You all know when I talk about certain things, you all are aware of that. The question of how much you have understood, how much further you want to understand, how much you bring that into own practice. If you do not practice yourself, whatever you learn, then we are not really making spiritually that progress as we at this level should have. If we do not ourselves do it, then it doesn't make much sense.
I would like to make two requests.
Yeah.
One is for Dr. Prasadji to continue your style. I love your style. I
Thank you.
myself benefited a lot. And also, this is why I call this program Geeta Kiran Sharing Time. My thinking is that Gita or spiritual things cannot be taught. It can be learned, but cannot be taught because people are from different background. But share. So you are sharing what you think is the best for the world or for the participants. And it's up to us how much we can learn. So I think that's beautiful. And the second request I would like to propose is that can we extend this program to 1.5 hours?
Beautiful. Must extend. Because
So,
if you
yeah.
finish at 1 hour, then neither Narendra Kapoorji is happy, neither I am happy. The timing is a big factor, and somehow or other it is inbuilt that I must not exceed the time I have given. That's why I see it is 5:30. No, I should not exceed further. So I stop. People, it may be in the flow, and you stop, look at the watch. That it doesn't do good. It is very good if you are proposing to extend it another half an hour. That is the best thing to do.
And if we move the program to BTG's program Sunday time, so in Canada, in US, it will be morning. So in Asia, will be in the evening. We can go
that will be
late.
Wonderful. That
But
be wonderful.
Sunday time for everyone in US and in Canada can be a little late in the morning, up to half an hour more. And if possible, maybe I try to add in 10 minutes of Margie's statement or speech, 10 or less than 10 minutes. Just that to make it even more attractive.
Lovely.
Is that possible?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. If everyone please give me the consent, then I will figure out when we're going to start.
Okay.
Sooner
the better.
How is it, Peterji? How you feel? How comfortable you feel?
There is one thing though we have to understand. If you give too much hay to a horse, the horse gets confused. If you're sitting for 1.5 hours trying to listen, your span of attention is gone. Even Gurudev himself, we are doing chapter 6, the yoga of discipline. He used to look at his watch. He could speak for 2 hours, but 44 minutes he used to cut off. And it's not that we're just doing one sitting, it's every week. To make it more palatable, I think 1.5 hours, in my personal opinion, would put people to sleep. That's what I think, I could be wrong. Sorry, you were going to say something, Kapil? Dr. Kapil sir, you were going to say?
My suggestion is that forums like this, there are a lot of participants, listeners, and I have been talking to other forums. The best time to be given to the speaker must be 20 minutes or 25 minutes. Beyond that,
Yeah.
nobody listens.
Yeah, you just lose interest,
This is based on my experience. Yeah.
That's a good point. So I feel that we can try, because in this program we have varieties, not one person speaking, and each person or even my healing program also is different. So the attention maybe is continuously the same way. So and put the healing in the end also. If people feel sleepy, can sleep at the time of the healing also continuously.
If you would remember, for all these years that we were doing the Sunday program, we were very particular about time. We used to finish in 1 hour. And in that 1 hour, there was so much. So people don't go to sleep after that. We had a lot of fact. We had Gurudev's biography, we had his pravachan, we had a speaker, and everything was done in 1 hour. It's a long time. 1.5, I personally feel, is not going to be practical. People will just lose interest. The concentration has to be there. You have to enjoy it. If it becomes too long, then you'll just keep looking at your watch. Oh, what time is it going to end? And even on some occasions when Gurudev's pravachan was a little longer than 45 minutes, I used to notice people used to leave. They used to just log off. Certain pravachans we could not break because it had to continue. So it went on to 55 minutes. And at those times, I would see a lot of people were leaving in the middle. So we don't want to put people through, that you have to be there. Short and sweet, my opinion, 1 hour, 1 hour, 5 minutes is going to work beautifully. That's my thought. Dinesh, you wanted to say something?
See, we do in the morning Geeta Shakti Pathshala every day from 5:30, and we have Samput Part. Actually, we do Samput Part and we do Vivechan on that particular shlok, and we have a lot of speakers. But at the end, we ask them every day, कि इसको धारण कैसे करोगे? How do you follow this in your life? As a part of the discussion, they have to explain that. Whoever speaks. So उसमें क्या है कि उनको सोचना पड़ता है. They think कि how do you live this verse in your daily life? And that thought which अपने भाई साहब कह रहे हैं, कपूर साहब कहते हैं ना, it is so important. Unless you realize you are living Gita in your daily life, you can be swayed away in a heartbeat. You have to be very particular about धारण करने का जो है is so important. It's more important than reading it. How do you live it? And once you start living it, you can feel the fruit of it. So if you can add that portion a little bit from the speakers or anybody who wants to add something, how he practiced or she practiced, that will be very helpful, I think. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dinesh. Okay, so it's all trial and error. So I think Joshiji was proposing that we do it end of May or June. So we still have time, In that email which you also received, he was proposing end of May, right? So let's not rush into anything. Let's just properly fine tune it.
I have another idea also for consideration, because as Peter J is saying, the nature of participants, they have different types of nature, and they quite time concerned. So we keep the way we have been doing this way, and I would like to ask Dr. Prasad to modify your lecture in the concise way. but I would like to start another program just for about Gita lecture, Gita. And that part, just for whoever would like to learn, really learn about Gita. Because a few weeks ago, unfortunately, there was 1 week that Dr. Prasad's lecture, half of it was missed. You know, the recording was not on, somehow accidentally. So I felt so sad about that. So maybe we can start another program and you please restart from chapter 1. Now I know your nature of lecture. And we can approach another group of people. Because I found your lecture, you have the knowledge of your own study and also Mahaji's knowledge. So this is cannot find anywhere in the world or from anyone else. So I think it's worth my effort to start another program for all the people who are really crazy, would like to, like me, would like to know, learn more about Gita. Please consider whether it's possible to let me do that, then I'll do that. So this program will be untouched. We continue our formats because we have a group of people. So please let me know later on.
I am open to anything. You make use of me as you like.
Thank you so much.
If you're starting from chapter 1, chapter 1 is the one chapter which really one has to live properly, you know. That's where the Vishad starts. And if we can get over that, that will be very interesting to see chapter 1, you know, and Dr. Prasad's, you know.
That's also a good point. But
very
anyhow,
important.
to my own experience, you know, I request Dr. Prasad to do with your own inspiration, your way, however you would like to present. But now I know the nature. Now I will present it I will make upload it into the YouTube in a more professional way. You know, like Sadhguru's one, you know, they have some kind of titles to attract people to know that what is in this week's teaching. And from now on, I can do it better than go back and then rewind, redo it, whatever already gone, you know. Maybe I think it's worth starting a new one. And do whatever you are inspired, Dr. Prasad. Do it your own way. I will follow.
Thank you.
So I think that would be nice. Thank you for
tell me what to do when I am ready.
Yeah, because it's so valuable. So please bless me that I'm successful in this all 3 programs, 4 programs. Actually, I have one Thai program also. Please.
Good.
And the full is coming this Monday. So it will be Monday morning of US and Monday evening of Asian. So anyone have time or would like to try the healing, please come and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Jai Shri Krishna. See you all next Thursday. Jai Shri Krishna.
Remember to bless me, please.
We need your blessings.
Okay, Geeta.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I think, Dr. Kapoorji, don't you understand? You do so many forums. If it is too long, then people would lose interest, right? Or was I wrong in saying that?
I think that in all the forums, time is the essence, and the speaker must follow the time schedule. Even 1 minute is not allowed, and because that diminishes the integrity of the program.
Correct.
And the listening capacity of the listener is 20 to 25 minutes. After that, they don't listen.
Yeah, maximum. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we've been doing, 20 minutes is good enough, you know.
Yeah.
See, you have 15 minutes, he has 20 minutes. Then we have the healing session. And so it all finishes in an hour.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, I was very strict for the Sundays, and it worked beautifully. Everybody respected the time.
I attended many sessions in your program, and it was very well structured, because time is the essence that brings the integrity of the program. And being serious student of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, time is the essence. Time is the essence. We must respect the time. Kalo was men.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I mean, like I said, even if Gurudev used to respect to the minute, he was strict on himself too. We have to learn from that,
Yeah.
So that's the way. He used to have a little timepiece when people used to speak, the alarm would go on. The time he gave in Africa when he used to come, he used to keep a clock, and the alarm would go on, and that's it. He would say, "That's it, your time is up."
Even in the United States Congress and Senate, you are allowed to speak 2 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
And you have to stop. Otherwise,
yeah.
So we must respect time. That is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
That Bhagavad Gita students must respect time, because Bhagwan Shri Krishna says, I am Kalo Vasmin, I am the time. So if we are the worshipper of the Lord who is saying, I am the time, so that is the way to respect and pray oblations. This is how strongly I believe in the management of that.
Same here. Even in my business, I used to, when I had an appointment, I would not go 1 minute before. I would not go 1 minute after. On time. Because 1 minute before is not on time, 1 minute after is too late. That's what Gurudev has taught us anyways, And we've been following that even in our family, when we give each other time, my children and everybody, they know they are there right on time. People invite us for dinner, they tell us, Peter, your time is 8 o'clock. I'm telling the others 7:30 so that they come at 8 o'clock. So they always give us the right time, and we are there on the dot.
So beautiful.
It creates a decorum and dignity of the program that 9 o'clock is 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock is 8 o'clock. That's it. And since we are talking about the elitist philosophy of the world, we must be very time management oriented,
Yeah, absolutely.
This is I humbly submit to all of us.
No, same here. Anyway, I think we have had a good discussion, and at least we know now how to proceed. I think Joshiji was proposing May, so maybe when he comes back, we'll ask him when he wants to start it,
Yeah.
Okay. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Gurudev.